guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I'm going to be playing some more Donkey Kong Jr. and this time it's the arcade version. Now I have played this game, a few times on my channel. I've played it on the, I played it on the Intellivision, I played it on the ColecoVision, I played it on Nintendo. So I've played it on a bunch of different systems, and I've never actually played it on the arcade. In fact, I don't even think I have memories of ever playing it on the arcade. Even though Donkey Kong was my favorite one, and I always, if I ever saw that in an arcade, I would gravitate towards that for sure. But I don't know, I don't have any memories of actually playing the arcade version of Donkey Kong. But, a lot of the ports play very similar, and in fact, even the, I did one where I played the Commodore 64, kind of a homebrew version of it. I did a video of that a little while ago. And, I found that to be kind of challenging, and that's kind of similar to the way this looks like it's running. The other one that I was surprised about was when I played the Atari 8-bit version. I had a hard time playing that game, and, so it's interesting how all these games, like, these ports of the game can be so different from each other. But now it's a chance for me to actually give the arcade a shot, so let's see what I can do here. I'm going to put a coin in. That's interesting. I like how there's like two Marios there. It's like, is that Luigi over there just dressed like Mario? Maybe his, I don't know, maybe his green clothes were in the laundry that day? Okay, so, there's Junior at the bottom there. I mean, they pretty much are all the same. It's one thing I like about Donkey Kong Jr. is that the game never really looks different in the sense that it's always kind of laid out the same way. You got Donkey Kong up there, always on the left-hand side. I mean, even the Atari 2600 version of this game, which I think is one of the worst ones, just graphically, it looks awful. They didn't really put a whole lot of work into it. I don't think, anyways. I could be wrong, but it just seems like it was kind of rushed to production, in my opinion. But this one, like this game itself, whenever you play it on like the Intellivision, the ColecoVision, the Atari, any of them, the level layout is pretty much the same. Just always a difference on the way that the Junior behaves, the way he jumps and stuff. So far, I'm finding this one to be like really fluid. And actually, that's interesting that he was able to jump off that and land on the springboard again. Because I've played other ports where you literally just fly right through that springboard, as if they didn't program it that he would be able to do that. So I guess, it's the arcade version. They covered all grounds. They're like, there's a possibility Junior could miss a jump and land back on that springboard. Of course, that springboard down there has made its first appearance, I believe, in the first Donkey Kong game, on the elevator level. Looks like it, anyways. The springboard things that Donkey Kong's throwing at you, they're kind of come flying towards you. So far, I seem to be doing okay. I was kind of worried that this would be really hard. I mean, right off the get-go, it's, it's the arcade version. They designed these things to eat your quarters, right? But so far, I'm doing okay. The music, too, I like that. I like the music sounds the same throughout most of the ports. Oh, this is different. I've never seen this before. Let's keep going to Mario's Hideout. Ah, this level. This is an interesting level. It was something that I was surprised to see on the, what was it, the Nintendo. It was, I think, the first time I've experienced this level. I didn't have Donkey Kong Jr. on the Atari when I was younger. And I never really played it when I was, when I had my Atari. I think I'm dead. To notice that this level was a thing. And when I first played it, like, I played it on the Intellivision first. I think that's probably my very first experience ever playing this game was on the Intellivision. And this level is not on there. And then I played it on the ColecoVision, and this level's not on there. And when I saw it on the Nintendo, I was kind of surprised at it. I was like, what is this? Like, this doesn't look anything like the other levels. Like, this is totally different. But it makes sense. I guess this is Mario's hideout or something like that. It's apparently what it said, anyways. I find this one to be a little bit hard. I mean, those things going all over the place. You really got to pay attention to where you're running and what's coming at you. Kind of worse than the barrels on the Donkey Kong game. Why does Mario live in such a weird electronic looking thing? Or whatever this is supposed to be. Alright, so we got through there. Got a little question mark above his head, like... Alright, the infamous chain level. Now, this one does have slight changes on it on other versions. You know, just the number of chains, I guess. Like, in the Atari 2600 version, I think there's only like 3 chains you have to climb up. I can't remember the numbers on like the other ones, but I think most of them are pretty similar to this. So it's nice to see that a lot of the ports did it right on a lot of these, you know, the junior games. Hurry up, you little snapjaw thing. Oh. It's the same controls too. Being on 2 chains is a lot faster than being on, you know, going up. Oh, it's gonna fall. That's pretty cool. Oh wow. Donkey Kong just kicked Mario. That was pretty cool. See, all those little split screen things, you don't typically get those in the console versions. I mean, they just literally just go from level to level to level. So it's nice to see all those kind of split screens. Now, I know you can download this game on your Nintendo Switch, if you have one, that is. And it plays, it's this version of it, it's the arcade version of it. Just like you can download the Donkey Kong the same way. Which I have done. I have downloaded the Donkey Kong one on my Switch. I haven't done this one. I don't know if I will or not, but so far this is a really good version. I mean, well, this is the original, so it's got to be the best one. Whoa! Now that, he just chopped my face right off. Game over. Oh. Let's see here. See. Now, of course, the other thing is being the, you know, arcade version of this, or the original version of the game. You're not going to get anything like variant levels or anything like that. Let's throw another coin in there. Remember on the Intellivision version, that music does play when you first start up the game. But there's no animation like that of Donkey Kong or anything being raised up by 2 Marios. That's interesting though that they did that. Because I think this game did come out before Mario Brothers. So, because you would think if it came out during the time of Mario Brothers, they would have had Luigi there. I think Luigi first made his appearance on Mario Brothers, which, you know, another cool game I need to try. If I can get the ROM for it, I can give it a shot. I have played Mario Brothers on a few different consoles. See, oh, I made it up. Of course, Mario Brothers is a classic, and you know that paved the way for Super Mario Brothers. Run, little guy. Another interesting thing I like to think about is who is Donkey Kong Jr. exactly? And I know I've seen a video on it before. I forgot who made the video. But they did a whole exploration of you know, who Donkey Kong Jr. could be or was, or you know, how, kind of his timeline. Did you know? Because once Donkey Kong Country came out, we were introduced to all these Donkey Kong characters, and Junior was not really there. There was Diddy Kong, which kind of looks like Junior. but, you know, Donkey Kong Jr. had this noticeable look to him, and, you know, he had that white shirt with the J on it and stuff like that, and he didn't really have any other name associated with him. I think the only other game that, or the other game that came out that kind of really showed Junior was Mario Kart. I think that might have been on the SNES first, where you actually get to see Junior again. And then, of course, when the Game Boy version, I think it was Game Boy Color, came out with Donkey Kong, and it wasn't the original Donkey Kong, it was a whole new game with hundreds of levels, and it was more of a puzzle. I actually did a video on that one too. I did a couple of live plays of it where I've gotten pretty far, and I'm pretty certain Donkey Kong Jr. makes his appearance in there. Yeah, we got... No. I am surprised, though. I was expecting this game to be a little bit harder, but I'm assuming as you go on, it does get a lot harder. That's where the challenge comes in. It's like when you first play Donkey Kong, you know, it's hard in the beginning, but it just gets harder and harder as you keep playing it. And like I said, you can't really select a difficulty on the arcades like you can on the consoles, or most of the consoles, anyways. Like the Nintendo version gives you, I think it's like 4 different options. ColecoVision did it. You know, gives you the difficulty level, how hard you want the game to start off. Even the Atari 8-bit, which I found was really hard for the beginner version, gave you an option to play an even harder version. So, and I struggled through that one. That was insane. Let's see if I can free Donkey Kong one more time. This level does also require a lot of concentration because there's so much going on between those Snapjaws and the birds. I think the birds are the hard part, really. I mean, the Snapjaws, they stay on a single chain. If they jumped between chains, it would have been really difficult. This game would have been insanely hard. But the fact that they stay on the same chain, you can kind of plan for them. The birds, on the other hand, you gotta pay attention to their little patterns of which one's going which way, and you know when they're gonna drop down, because that type of thing can happen. He screams weird. Of course, unlike in Super Mario Brothers, Mario cannot jump very high in this game. You cannot fall down a very far down and bounce up and go along his merry way. So I'm betting that the skill level just went up on this second round. Things are going to be faster. Whoa. You also have to pay attention to the differences between the blue and the red Snapjaws. Oh, whoa. Kind of got caught. Oh. I panicked. Because, you know, it's a slight difference. I mean, I think it's the red one will stay on the chains and the vines, and the blue ones will just continue down until they fall off the screen. So it's just something to keep in mind, is that if there's a red one, you gotta pay attention that he's gonna come back at you. The blue one will just keep going. You don't have to worry about him coming back. Overall, though, I think this is great. I mean, it's definitely a lot different than playing, say, on the ColecoVision, because, you know, the jumps are a little bit more fluid. But that's to be expected. I mean, this was the first one. This was the arcade version. Anyways, yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Let me know what you think of Donkey Kong Jr. Did you play this one in the original arcades, and do you play it now? Or what port did you like? Did you grow up playing a port? Did you grow up playing on the Intellivision, the ColecoVision, the Nintendo? I mean, it's been on a lot of different systems. It's always a great game. I always have fun with it. I wish I did have memories playing it as a kid, but I'm pretty certain I didn't play it very often. Maybe I did at, you know, like Chuck E. Cheese or something, and I just don't remember. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.